What is going on, everyone? So as you know, going to be getting Denis Frimpong in, have a little chat with him. I'll just invite him now.
You all right, lad?
Yo, how's it going?
Not too bad, mate.
Yeah, good stuff. Nice one for jumping on and having a chat with us. How's how's your day been?
Not too bad, mate. Obviously just taking it easy the last while. Um,
Yeah,
I'm out injured and that, like, so I'm just sort of healing up, doing my bit of rehab and stuff, and just trying to get myself back to full fitness.
yeah. Well, that was one of the first things I was gonna ask you, like how's recovery and rehab been since that car crash?
It's been, just been working on getting myself back to just full mobility in my back and stuff like that. Obviously, like your back is quite like an integral part of your body. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
things can compound if you don't rehab them properly. So I'm just trying to get everything back to full structure and like sort of correct any imbalances that might come out of the injury and like me compensating and stuff like that. So
yeah. Has the CMOS been helping with that?
the CMOS is always helping, mate. The CMOS is a constant now.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
right
Can't live
as well.
without it now.
Yeah,
So have you been able to get back to any kind of training, or are you just not even taking that risk at the moment?
and, you know what? I've been doing a bit of shadow boxing and that, and like trying to like go slow on the bag and stuff like that. It's mainly just the grappling. I've been told is like the main thing. I can't do any grappling. So, and obviously
Yeah,
my being a grappler, that would have been a bit of a tricky one still. But yeah. Other than that, I've just been slowly getting back to keeping myself loose mainly. You know what I mean? Not allowing myself to get stiff. So I'm not coming back then trying to get back fit and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. Because it can be a pain getting back to it, especially when you've been fit for so long and then you
Yeah,
take a little while off.
yeah,
The pounds start piling back on so fast and that.
yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? To be fair, like I've been good. I'm still only floating about 81 kilos, so I've just kept myself there. Not gonna let myself blow up too much. Just obviously I want to get back in there as soon as I'm fit and ready to go and get ready to jump back into a camp. So yeah, just
Yeah,
trying to remain professional throughout. It's not just the training in the gym. You know what I mean? It's the lifestyle you live
yeah,
at this level. It's a short career in this game, so it's not like I'm gonna have to do this for my whole life. There'll be a point I can just enjoy myself. But if it means sacrificing 10, 12, 15 years of just being dedicated and committed in between camps all the time, then it's worth it.
yeah. And how was your like your mental state being through this? As you're saying, you're still being good in that, but not being able to train as much as now is your sort of mental state out with it.
Yeah, and to be fair, like I still be around the gym, do you know what I mean? Do a bit of work in the gym and stuff like that. So like I've just been, it's a bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie, watching everyone training and stuff like that and not being able to train. But at the same time, at least I'm around the environment and I can still like pick up things and learn. And
Yeah,
I'm fairly obsessed with the sport, mate. To be honest, I like even over the weekend, I spend my weekend just in the gaff watching ONE FC, watching UFC. I watch events, I watch back fights. You know what I mean? Watch back my own fights, all that kind of stuff. Watch my
yeah,
opponent, potential opponent, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm even when I'm not training, I'm still picking up stuff. That kind of way.
yeah. I get you. Yeah. Um. So obviously your pro debut was postponed due to that incident. Do you know when you may anticipate being back in the cage? Have they said how long your rehab might be?
I mean, so far they've said 6 weeks of rehab and not doing any grappling. So hopefully at that point, then I'll be able to go back, get reassessed, see where I'm at that point. It'll be Christmas at that stage, so I'll probably come back like early January, after the Christmas break, come straight back in and start trying to slowly work myself back in. And hopefully by then, like the rehab's been working and everything else, and my recovery. Um, so yeah, hopefully by early January I should be back training anyway. And then if
Yeah,
that's the case, then we should be looking at like March. You know, I wouldn't imagine I'd need more than like a couple of weeks to get back fit, and then straight back into like a 6 or 8 week camp. So we'll see what
yeah.
happens.
Are you looking to be as active, like, as soon as you get back to it, looking to be as active as you was as an amateur, or?
I reckon 5-0 by the end of next year, hopefully. I don't see why not. To be honest, mate, the level I feel like I'm at now, I don't think there's many guys that with less than 5 fights are going to give me any sort of hassle, you know what I mean, at pro.
Yeah,
So I should run through a few people, especially with the elbows involved and knees to the head and heel hooks and that. And 5 minute rounds, I reckon I'll just put people away first round, get out of there fresh and go on to the next one. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I would say I'm not a 21-year-old in this game. You know what I mean? I only started when I was 21, so getting on a bit, as they'd say. But I'm looking to have at least another 10, 12 years in the sport, maybe 13 years in the sport. You know what I mean? And get 30 pro
yeah,
fights. That'd be a good number for me. I think if I can get to 30 pro fights, that'd be good.
yeah. So you're not even looking at age, like, I want to be done by this age. You're looking, get this many fights, and then whatever it is, leave it
Yeah,
at that.
yeah. I mean, if I'm champ at that stage, mate, like still, then I'll keep it going, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think like 30 fights is a nice round number, you know. Khabib got 29, you know what I mean? Not a lot of people get like more than 35, 40 fights, you know, like that you're pushing a lot of fights if you have 40 fights, you get me? Especially at the highest level, like and then injuries involved and stuff like that as well as you get older. So
Yeah,
yeah, you just have to see where it all goes, you know.
yeah. Um, so this is a little away from fighting, but seeing one of your posts, you mentioned it, and in regards to fighting, you highlighted body language. Is this something that you've delved into quite a bit, or is it just do you just have this sort of sense with it?
You know what it is, right? Obviously I was a performer before as an MMA fighter, so stage presence and things like that, the way you carry yourself on stage, is quite similar to the way you would carry yourself into the cage in front of a crowd, which is in a way a stage. Do you know what I mean? You're out
Yeah,
to put on a performance for the crowd. So I think just when someone's nervous on a stage, you can see it.
mm,
And I just feel like I've brought some of that with me where I don't really get nervous when I'm up there in front of a crowd, you know. To me, it's just like it's like we're sparring in the gym because I'm almost going to share in that pressure with the other guy because on a
yeah,
stage it's just you. You can make the mistake, and if you make a mistake, no one else like caused you to make a mistake. Whereas, yeah, I can make a mistake in the cage, but he could have just done something good. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So I'm almost kind of sharing that pressure with the other guy in the cage there. Um, so yeah, I feel like it's really helped me in the MMA, and especially just coming out and performing better than you spar in the gym. Because I feel like a lot of guys are really good at sparring in the gym, and then they get out there and they freeze up, or the adrenaline gets to them, or the crowd gets to them. And I feel like I've never had that from my debut. If you watch my debut, I didn't look like a debut guy. Do you know what I mean? I was
yeah,
calm, composed. I picked shots, didn't rush in, didn't really rush anything. So
yeah. Uh, I wanted to ask you a question, like, in regards to, I did a bit further down, but a sort of a good segue for it. I had a fight, and I noticed, like, when you got in there, like, before it's about, like, preparing yourself mentally, but then I got in there, and I don't know if I did that because I could hear everything outside. I could hear me missing shouting, the corner is corner. And one thing I want to ask you is, like, how do you stay focused in there with all that going on? I don't know if, like, being there before helped you, but
I'll be honest with you, it's a weird one, right? Because it's almost like I'm trying to blur it all out, but at the same time, because you're in such a heightened state of adrenaline, I feel it's like you pick up everything, but you
mm,
pick up nothing at the same time. Does that make sense? Usually, I
yeah,
just try to like really listen out for what my coaches are saying. Um, Obviously, there's like moments in the fight, like if you're on the cage and you're sort of defending a takedown, it's like it's like the blur of the sound pauses for a bit, and
Right.
you have this moment of like you can hear everything, and then like there's like something crazy happens, a big scramble. You don't hear anything during, when you're scrambling. You're just thinking about being present in the moment, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, in the cage, mate, I'm quite present. Like, I mean, you know, I do my little bit of showboating in the cage and stuff like that as well, and I've never really felt like at no point in any of my fights, even my losses, have I ever felt like, oh, I'm in big trouble here. You know, like no
Mm.
one's ever really like passed my guard. No one's ever really like had me in bad danger where they've hurt me and I've been like rocked, fell on the ground, and they've been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just feel like I'm able to be present in there. You know, having a reach advantage probably helps as well because I'm safe when they're not, and when I'm
Yeah.
safe, like I'm very safe. But yeah, other than that, like I think everyone's different as well. Some people just block it all out. They just go into fucking tunnel vision. You know what I mean? And some people are like really present in the cage. But I think being present in the cage makes you a bit more high fight IQ. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Is the anything you do beforehand? Because obviously I got to see what it's like backstage, being in that position as a fighter, everything that goes on in your mind. Is there anything you do to get yourself to be in that presence before going onto the stage, sort of thing?
Mate, you know what? It's weird, right? Because like I get to the venue, I get a bit of butterflies, then it goes away, and it's like I'm just chilling. Do you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
perfectly fine. And then when they wrap my gloves, when they put the tape on the gloves, that's when I'm kind of like, oh fuck, this is really real. And then I kind of go into my own zone. Then do my warm up. At that point, I'm just like, right, like I'm gonna have to kill this guy because he's trying to kill me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, at that point, like it's like McGregor says, you know, the face becomes black almost. Like it's not an opponent. It's just a person with a body and
Yeah.
two arms and two legs and a head and a chin. Do you know what I mean? And a belly, just like targets basically,
Yeah.
um, rather than like another person, if that makes sense. It's a bit of a fucking mad place, you know, because like it almost feels like what a serial killer would feel like in real life, you know, just like going about daily life. But like, yeah, it's a weird mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. I get you, like not seeing the person, just seeing, as you say, a target. Yeah. It is mad. I didn't realise how mad that whole situation was before it
Yeah.
in there. And like I understand now when people say like you've got to do it to understand it.
Yeah.
Like
And no, do you know what, mate? Big respect to you as well, mate, for doing it. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like it's a scary thing, mate. Like, you know,
yeah,
obviously, I don't know, like people that have been in fights and stuff outside of martial arts in the cage, it's obviously a bit different. But like when it's like on a date 2 months down the line, like, do you know what I mean? And you're like,
yeah,
oh, like you're fighting this guy from 2 months beforehand, like. You might even bump into him at different events and stuff like that, and
yeah.
yeah, it's a bit mad. Like it's a bit of a mad, the weight cut and everything else, and then the getting there and like standing there in the back, warming up, all that kind of stuff. Like,
That's the
whereas like I
worst
feel like,
part, the waiting.
yeah, mate,
The
yeah, the
waiting.
waiting around, because like I feel like with like a street fight that just happens, it just happens in the moment. There's
Yeah,
no time to think about it. You're just fucking acting on instinct. But when it's like 2 months down the line and the whole 2 months you're thinking about this one guy, like all the different eventualities that could happen, But yeah, mate, as I say, big respect to you for doing that, man.
yeah. I'm in two minds whether to do it again. Like,
How
but
did it
we'll
go?
see. Yeah, I lost. I think like, he did well. He did really well, and I think me not being focused on him and just probably my attention was too much on the outside as well. But as I say, he done well. He did what he
Yeah,
needed to. Um, but it was that sort of thing for me of feeling like I had more to offer. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But and I think that's why I want to try to do it again to you know
yeah,
sort of redeem myself in a way, I guess.
yeah, mate. Of course, mate. Did you enjoy it though? Did you enjoy the whole process in the end? Yeah,
Every bit of it, mate. Like I enjoyed the dieting, which was a surprise, but I enjoyed like seeing the change in my body, getting to understand my body. I didn't have to do too much of a weight cut because I started late. 2 weeks before I started training to get the food right. So I got down to the weight without having to do any proper baths or anything.
Okay.
And then even in there, like I started to get a bit nervous, done some like breathing techniques, done everything backstage and that, and then even just being in the cage, being in that presence, you know what I mean? Like, and then just getting to feel what that was like. I enjoyed every part of it, and that's the main thing, is
Yeah.
enjoying the journey and not just the last
Yeah,
part, you know.
100%, mate. 100%. Like, it's not about the destinations, you know, it's about the journey. Like, you could say to me right now, right, I'm just gonna hand you like a UFC belt. Like, you're just gonna be the champion. Don't have to fight
Yeah,
anyone. I'd probably say no because like it wouldn't mean anything. Like, it's all that suffering and pain and
yeah,
missed things and all the dedication that you put into it is what makes it such a big thing, you know. I feel
yeah,
like if you just hand them out, like it wouldn't mean much, would it? You know.
yeah. Because you haven't, and as well as that, you haven't earned it. You know, you haven't put that hard work in to
Yeah.
get the rewards back. You know what I mean? So, well, as you said, that every part of it, like the training, putting all the work in, that's what matters at the end of it. You know,
100%. hundred
the
percent.
the the things at the end, like the belts, not they're just showing what your hard work has got you to.
Yeah, it's a physical
Right.
representation, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So another thing I want to mention to you, you've got a close relationship with Shem. Obviously with both of you being in Dublin Combat Academy.
Yeah.
Um, when do you think we see you and Shem on the same cards as each other?
Mate, I'm hoping soon, because he's off to big things soon. So unless it's in the UFC at some stage, but I don't know, mate. Hopefully, we'll have to have a chat. We actually both have the same manager. Shout out to Sydney. Um, so yeah, we'll see if we can probably get something sorted. It would be good.
Yeah,
I think he wants to fight in Liverpool as well before he goes off to do bigger and better things. So
yeah,
I'd like to fight in Liverpool too. I think there's a big Irish contingency in Liverpool, and I
mm,
think people would relate to me. I like Liverpool. Like, it's probably one of my favorite cities in the UK. So
yeah.
yeah.
The fight scene here is fucking brilliant as well. So yeah, I think you'd definitely enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%.
Um, so I think you've been with Manchester top team since about June, haven't you?
Yeah, I think it was
Um,
like May, June or so.
yeah. Oh, obviously you've come a long way in what was it being like 6, 7 months. Like how much have they helped you become a complete mixed martial artist?
Yeah, I would say very much so, mate. I feel like I came in with a good base. Weird thing is, I never actually trained in an MMA gym until maybe last October when I moved over to the UK. Obviously, DCA was a Muay Thai gym. That would have been the first
Yeah,
ever like, martial arts gym I trained with, was them lads when it was Lionheart, like years ago. And but that's just a Muay Thai gym, you know what I mean? Now, I would say the style in there suits MMA quite a bit. And Collie, shout out to Collie Mahan and Craig, they work and spar with a lot of MMA guys. A lot of MMA guys go in there. So I did get some experience with them, but it is mainly a Thai gym. So obviously, like my teeps, my knees, like, my good weapons, my elbows, I'm looking to unleash
yeah,
on his face soon. Um, and then obviously had my background in mostly jiu-jitsu, where I'd been competing more so and training jiu-jitsu. So it was only when I moved to the UK and I joined Predators that I actually was training in an MMA gym, like where we're working
yeah,
cage work, where we're working like wrestling stuff. So yeah, I'd say big time. The change in like the way I train, the distance that you're training in, because you're obviously using smaller gloves, so it's a bit of a different range and different techniques that work more so for the smaller gloves. Yeah, and obviously the bodies as well. And it's I don't think
got
it
it
could be
right.
argued that it's one of the top gyms in Europe. In terms of like the training, the facilities, the bodies that are in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's helped me come on a long way. Obviously, you can see my evolution from like the Callum fight, when I actually fought Callum, to Dean Housley, to the little gap there between that and Solomon. And
Yeah.
I'd been training a little bit in top team before Solomon, and then after Solomon, when I fought Morris, like there was a complete change. Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't just me hair either. Like
Yeah.
it was a stylistic change, I think, and a fluidity change, and even the way I felt in there, I felt way more lucid. Like I was saying, like felt like I could hear my coaches. I was like talking
Yeah.
to them in there. You know, I felt like I was present until I knocked them out, and then I absolutely lost the head. But yeah,
Yeah. Confidence booms in there more so as well now.
yeah, 100%. You know,
Yeah.
just with the level of, when I'm training with the level of guys I'm training with, and like the guys that I'm training with and the stuff they're doing on the scene and even on global scenes, and nothing can give you more confidence, you know what I mean, than having those guys in your corner, in your, you know, in your sparring room, and giving you advice every day, and like helping you on different holes in your game and stuff like that. So
Yeah. I've just had from Sid there that they're going to make it happen before it bounces to the big leagues and then Liverpool too.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Looks like Sid's already on it.
Yeah. He's been planning that for a while, I think. Another thing I want to touch on. Obviously, you went full time into MMA. Was that around the same time that you joined top team, or was that
Yeah,
just?
yeah. So obviously, shout out to top team. You know, it's done a lot to me. Carl Prince has done a lot for me. You know, helping me out and helping me, give me the opportunity to basically be able
Yeah.
to do it. Like I'm obviously, you know, I'm not fucking living la vida loca out here. Like, you know,
Yeah.
got bleeding Balenciaga. Not that you want that anyway, but
Nah, no.
I'm not like, you see a lot of these fighters out here and bleeding Gucci and all that kind of stuff. Like, no, I'm not on that life yet, but um, I'm able to live and I'm able to train full time, and that's the main thing. And I think that's been a big help as well with my recovery and all that kind of stuff. So, and
Yeah.
just being able to be in the morning classes with the pros, as I say, it's been a massive help.
Yeah. Well, was it a hard decision to essentially come out of that comfortability of a job? Like,
Yeah, mate. Yeah, mate. 100%. You know, and obviously, like having done like 5 years working in the jobs that I was working in and that field and gained all that experience, and then being like, oh, you know, throwing it away. But at the end of the day, like if you're not 100% in, you're 100% out. Do you know what I mean? Like there's
yeah,
no 99% in this game, because you might be 99%, mate, and someone else is not, and he hasn't been. You know, there's kids dropping out of school now to be pro fighters. You know,
yeah,
so they know what they want to be from 15. So I'm going to be competing with these kind of guys for, you know, for a bit. So it's just going to, you know, I needed to do it. And I felt the difference myself. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But at the same time, what I will say is that I don't resent the struggle. You know, I like the fact that I've had to hold down a full-time job and train full-time for a few years, because what it's done is, A, it's given me this thing of like, I know what I want to do. I definitely don't want to be
yeah,
working in an office, sat in an office. You know what I mean? It's not for me. Do you know what I mean? I've done it, and I can say I've done it, and it's not for me. Do you know what I mean? And as well as that, it's made me hungry. Do you know, because it's like, now I'm fully in. I have to make it. You know, there's no plan
yeah,
B now at this point. Um, and yeah, I feel like it's given me some grounding as well. I think it's made me a hungrier, and it's made me like humble as well in the respect of, like I know about hard work. Do you know what I mean? Not just like working for someone else, but just working for yourself. It's
yeah,
important. You know, you have to
yeah,
work as if you are your own manager. In a sense, you know, you have to be holding yourself accountable for what you're doing in the gym and what you're doing outside of the gym as well. You know,
yeah,
and as well, it kind of kept me out of being able to go to pub, you know, because if you're training full time and working full time, mate, Friday comes around, you finish, you know, Friday training after work, you're not arse going down to the pub. Saturday, you're like, oh,
yeah,
I'm not arse, you know what I mean? I'm too tired, like, oh. And yeah, you know, it's kept me on a good path, and you know, I think it paid off.
yeah. You know, you're not working for someone else's dreams now. You're working for your own now, aren't you? And I think if that car crash didn't mess you back up, eventually the office job would. So I think you made the right move there.
Yeah, mate.
Um,
Oh, stop, man. Oh, do you know what? You know, people say that as well. Like, they're like, oh, do you know, you're not worried, like, you get an injury and you be fucked up when you're 50 and that. Like, and I'm like, nah, mate. Like, when you're 50, you're going to be just as bad, but it's going to be from a lack of
yeah,
exercise, not doing exercise,
yeah,
and you know.
that's it. That's it. At least you're moving around and keeping your body active. And a job at an office, you're literally in the chair for like 10 hours.
Yeah.
You might get like
Yeah.
an half-hour break or something. Not much, is
But
it?
you know what it is? I think a lot of it's conditioning, mate, from school, because like you're always told, like, you know, nah, you can't do that. Like,
Mm.
just go to college and go to uni and get a job, and like you'll be secure. You know, they teach you to be a slave. They don't teach you to
Yeah,
work towards your own dreams. You're always told, nah, you can never do that. You can never do that. Yeah, like that's
yeah,
impossible. Yeah. Well, it's always impossible until someone does it. Do you know what I mean? And when someone does it, then it becomes a snowball effect. Everyone does it then. You know, big
yeah.
Shem.
That's it. It is. Creme de la creme. That's his nickname unofficially.
Shem de la creme, you know.
Yeah, no, I get you with that, mate. Yeah. So I've got two things for you here because it's the first time I've you on, and I know how you like to talk a bit as well. So I've got something for that part. The first part is just a little getting to know you, just asking you some normal questions and getting your response to them. So the first one, I know you said you live MMA, watching it and everything, but do you have a favourite film?
Just favorite one film.
You can do
Uh,
top four.
the Matrix is probably my favorite film. You know.
Yeah. You're gonna are we gonna go with Shem there before we go on? He's wanting
Little
a call out.
call out. Mate,
No,
listen,
no, no.
I've got unfinished business with Ryan Campbell. I feel bad about pulling out of the fight. He still has his page on private, so you know, I think I'm just going to need to get that unfinished business done. So Sid might have to give his people a call and see what I
Yeah.
want.
Right, so The Matrix, yeah. Favorite TV show?
Don't really watch TV shows, but Breaking Bad was sick. Breaking Bad was
Yeah.
sick. I think like, I've probably watched it 3 times, mate, and it's banged every time. You know what I mean? Like, there's no,
Literally your favorite TV show, though, innit? Just
yeah,
that one.
yeah.
Um, Favorite musician or band?
Ooh, favorite musician or band. Do you know what? It changes from time to time, like from week to week, even mate. Like at the moment, I'm on like a bit of a drum and bass buzz, you know. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, but I mean, it bounces from like UK drill to like hip hop to garage to like heavy
yeah.
metal. It's just pretty much everything, you know. Shout out to Dublin Combat Academy, up Collie.
You need to do that though, don't you, to keep it fresh? You can't just
Yeah,
listen to the same thing over. Just
yeah.
get bored of it. So the next one then is a random fact about yourself.
Um, Random fact about me, like in terms of what, like.
Could be that you have an extra toe on your left foot, or
Yeah, I don't know if the commission would like that. Um, um, was actually born in Austria. That's a mad one. That's a bit of a weird one. Not a lot of
Austria.
people know. Yeah,
That is
yeah,
unusual. Yeah.
little town in Austria. Like it is a bit of a mad one, isn't it? I never lived there, but it's just I was born like a couple days after Christmas, obviously. So my parents were doing the post Christmas shopping and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was it? Not long after that, you moved from there, was it? Or
Yeah, so we moved to Canada when I was like a baby, till I was about 4 or 5. And
yeah.
then I moved to Ireland and been there ever since, obviously, till I moved over here.
Have you looked into any routes, see if you can speak Austrian or anything?
I mean, I've done a bit of German in school and that, but like that's what they speak in Austria is German. But no, no, um,
Shows you
no.
how
Here's a
uncultured
matter
I
for you.
am, doesn't
I'm fairly fluent in Portuguese. That's an interesting fact about myself. How about that one?
Nice. Yeah, it shows how uncultured I am, doesn't it?
Ah,
Thought
yeah, mate.
people from Ashford. Thought it was Ashford. So here's one for you now. Do you have a hidden talent?
Ooh, I can juggle fire. That's a bit of a talent, isn't it? Yeah.
No, is that what you used to do as a performer? Like,
Yeah. That's what I used to perform at. Like I used to do like fire shows and stuff for weddings and that, like little kids parties. Um, what do you think as well? Like Facebook Christmas parties or whatnot, you know?
yeah, Jesus. So you've always like lived on the edge then.
Yeah, mate, that's
Messing
another
about
thing
with
as well is
fire.
the adrenaline, you know, just being in present when there's adrenaline coursing through your body, obviously. Because there's like times like
Yeah,
fire will fly past your face and, you know, you're just so alert, you're so switched on. So it's like fists flying past your face in a way as well, you know. Same thing,
yeah.
basically.
Fists become a bit more minor when you've literally played with fire.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like putting the
Can
life
you
on the line.
can you do that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, mate.
do,
Yeah,
do it live now.
I'm pretty sure. Ah, no, I can't do it indoors. But I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll whack up a video soon of me doing some.
Yeah.
Do a little meet up. So
Um,
yeah, I'll get footage, live footage, and show you.
yeah. Can't keep that hidden now. Yeah, man. Good stuff. What is your go-to takeaway order?
Usually go for a Chinese, but you know what? Since I've been in the UK, mate, I've been on that Caribbean food, mate. Heavy. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that Caribbean food bangs, bro.
Yeah.
Bangs. Honestly, there's so much more variety over here in the UK than there is in Ireland for like takeaways. Everyone in Dublin just gets like Chinese's or kebabs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I said do it in the cage after a win. I don't know if they'll let me. You know, that might actually set
That's
off
the
some,
challenge.
some fire
You might
alarms.
have
Like,
to get it cleared.
ah, yeah, I don't know. Maybe like a big promotion to let me do that. You know,
Yeah. You have like fire engine and that on standby just in case.
and an ambulance. Fucking hell.
You'll be all right. You've done it before.
I don't know about everyone else though. Fuck.
Yeah. Bloody fry your opponents again. Twice in one
Oh,
night. Um, who would play you in a film? Who would make a
no,
good Dennis Frimpong?
any actors that I think would be suitable at playing me would probably be too old by the time my story's worth telling. So, you know, the guy that's going to play me is currently in drama school or something. Hasn't even made it yet. Is some unknown actor. Um, you know,
Yeah.
I might even do an Ice Cube and just get my son to play me if he looks enough like me. Do you get me?
Yeah. See that's interesting because a lot of people go, "Oh yeah, I'll get like Brad Pitt or something." But as you say, by the time your film comes out, I can
Yeah,
that
Cuba Gooding Jr. is going to be retired, mate, by the time
yeah.
I make it. Like so.
Next one then. If you could choose any superpower, what one would you choose?
Does it make me a CD man if I say being invisible, like to be able to be invisible?
Whatever you do with your invisibility is up to you.
Nah, honestly, I rate like time travel would be sick. Time travel would be sick because like you wouldn't even have to be invisible then. You could just fucking go back in time, buy a load of Bitcoin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Get
Make
ahead
it.
of the game in the past.
Yeah. Go back in
What
time,
about
win UFC one, smoke bleeding the Gracies. Do you know what I mean? Like smoke Hickson as well.
yeah? What about Denzel? Would you have Denzel playing you?
Oh mate, he's too mate. Do you know Denzel's like 65, bro? Like he's too
Um,
old to be playing me, mate.
yeah. And
Playing a
I could,
young me as well. Nah.
yeah, I could imagine like Denzel like having an Irish accent. and saying, "I don't want any people on this map." You know what I mean? Like, it's my
Oh
map.
God.
Yeah. So what time travel? You'd go back and win UFC one. You'd get Bitcoin.
Yeah,
What
get
else? What else would
Bitcoin,
you do in the past?
win a few, go on the juice, win a few pride tournaments, and invent my own martial art, open a school a lot, or go forward in time and being the Matrix or whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Go forward in time, and Dennis Frimpong's everywhere. Like, he runs it now.
Oh God, don't put me in charge of countries, mate. I'm not your guy. Like I break faces for money, bro. I'm not.
Yeah, well, I, I think you switched on, aren't you? You know, you probably do a better job than who's in charge right now. So,
Uh, hey,
yeah.
look, at least I'm not a nonce, mate. That's the main thing, isn't it? Like, fucking hell.
Well,
But
I
what we
don't
have
know.
now, like, it can't be much worse.
I don't know. You said you were going to choose invisibility, so I don't know.
Ah, lad. Ooh, nah, time travel's the one, mate.
Yeah, time travel. Um, so the next one I got for you, we done this with Lewis McGill when we had him on. Um, this one's called Way in Time. So what I've done that with that one, I used Fight Watchers rankings to go off. But this one I've just chosen 5 lightweights to get your honest opinion about and see where we go.
Okay.
So I'll start with the first one. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but I think it's Ewan Davis.
Ewan Davis.
It's like Ieuan
Oh,
Davies.
Owen. Is that the Welsh guy?
Is it Owen? Is it?
Yeah. Oh, I think it's Owen. I swear it's Owen. I don't know, mate. It's some Welsh. I don't know, mate. I've never actually watched him fight, to be honest. I think he's a welterweight. I could be wrong there as well, but yeah, I've never actually watched any of his fights, mate. Doing this.
Yeah. What was that last bit you broke up? As I'd say, I've never watched any of his fights. And then you
I
said
think
that.
he's a welterweight, mate. I don't know if is he a lightweight?
I think so. Yeah.
Is he? Yeah.
According to
Honestly,
pathology, but
who's he
yeah.
fought? Who's he fought? I might know.
Um, I didn't even have a proper look. Yeah, I think he's 2-0 as a professional. Like, um, I think one was like Simon Otley or something. I don't or something like that. Simeon Otley. I
I
think.
won't lie. I've never seen the fella ever, mate. But I'm sure he's a nice bloke. I like the Welsh, mate.
Yeah. Next one is Tom Mullen.
Tom Mullen. Is that the Aspire kid? I mean, Callum
Yeah.
Mullen. No?
Is it his
Uh,
time? Is it? I think it's Tom and Callum, and I think one of them's
the,
Welsh. I think.
yeah, these aren't lightweights, mate. I swear he's a featherweight as well. Like,
Is it?
come on, lad.
I'm sure the other ones. I
Is
don't
it?
know.
Is it? I don't know,
Yeah.
mate. Look, um,
Right.
again, I've never actually.
I'm going off. I'm going off topology. Yeah. So you know.
Is it? Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. What's his record say?
um, I think he's unbeaten. I think. Shem
Unbeaten,
said,
like
no.
what, 1-0, 2-0?
I think he may be 2-0 in pro. I think he's fighting on the upcoming FCC one.
Yeah, no. As I said, anyone with less than 5 fights, mate, smoked. Easy smoke, easy claps.
Yeah.
That's my honest opinion.
Yeah.
Someone said he's not lightweight.
Mm.
You know what it is? Topology's stupid, mate. It ranks like I think in the welterweight rankings, at amateur, yeah. Out of like the top 10, I think like 2 of them are actual welterweights, mate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, I could be wrong in that, but Topology sometimes ranks people in the wrong weight division. I'm ranked at
Yeah.
welterweight number 3, so I've never fought a welterweight.
See, like this one, I looked. He's fought at welter and he's fought at lightweight. Is
Is it?
William Haycox.
William Haycox again. Who are these guys you're finding, mate? Give me someone relevant, bro. Fucking hell. Here. I'll give you a couple minutes, mate. Go find someone relevant on Topology there, and fucking ask me about them, like about some Muller light fella. Like, what the fuck?
All right. All right. someone who's meant to fight Shem, Aaron Johnson,
Aaron Johnson. Is that the fella that pulled out?
Catfish.
Yeah, pull out merchant.
Is that your opinion on him?
That's my opinion, mate. 3 words: pull out merchant.
And then the last one I got for you for recently is Connor Hughes.
Connor Hughes, yeah. Do you know what? I've actually trained with Connor Hughes before. He's sound. He's beaten a couple of good guys. I won't lie. Uh, he's not like these guys that are going out there fighting a load of cans.
Yeah.
Which I respect. I rate that. But what is he, 6-0 now? Probably going to be in a big promotion realistically by the time I get to fight him. But we might meet down the line somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Is that a fight that would interest you? Like his style
Yeah,
and
mate,
that?
definitely. You know what I mean? I think he's been in the game a long time. Do you know what I mean? As I said, I'm only getting started in this game, so I think it'd be a good test for me. As you know, I've always only wanted to fight the best guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like once he's in like the likes of PFL or Bellator or UFC or something like that, and then I'm up there as well. Like I don't see a point in fighting someone from down the road for me. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather train with them. Do you get what I'm saying? Like so. I'll fight everyone on the regional scene that I need to, until we're in big promotions, and then it's our region against the world, isn't it? It's like trying to put us on the map, all of us, so we can all eat. The rising tide lifts all ships. Do you know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, at that point, because you see guys going all the way over to like the likes of America for camps and Thailand for camps. Like, if we all just stop fucking off to other countries and just actually train together, like we'd have a good thing going. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
everyone's always a bit too like, ooh, like, oh, like, why are we beefing our neighbors? Like, well, as I said, look, everyone on the way up to that global stage is getting smoked.
Yeah.
You know,
Nothing stopping you. Yeah.
back to go on, give
Yeah.
me two more. Give me two more names, mate. I'm actually kind of liking this, but I want someone relevant. I want someone that I'll know who they are.
What about Shem? Shem's in here. Would you have a scrap with
You
Shem?
know what I think of Shem, mate? Shem. Listen, I'd fight Shem if they paid us like fucking, I don't know, 10 million. We'd agreed on a price, 10 million each. Bleeding, pay us 10 million each, mate. I'll have a scrap with them. You know what I mean? We've had hard spars anyway, box the head off each other before anyway.
Yeah.
So, but no, I don't really fight me mates. And like, if I don't have to fight someone like that I've trained with, that's my mate, then I don't need to. Do you know what I mean? Unless you're gonna give us
Yeah.
bag, fuck off. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Man said he'll take a dive. The fight will be us two, like, do you know those like the Muay Thai fights where like it's clearly fixed and they're just standing there like bobbing at each other, like we just be there like ding 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 ding. Fuck
Yeah, that's
it.
why you try and knock each other out and blag it, and then it goes down as well.
Just
It's
both
just
go
like,
down, double knockout, fucking double tap. I don't fucking know, but yeah, no, there, 10 million's our price if you want me and
yeah.
Shamrock to fight.
As long as you pick up the 10 mil each, use a sound.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's just as you say, you get
Yeah,
that
send the
start.
contract tomorrow, Dana. We get it done, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Listen, that's all I had for you, mate. Next time I won't use topology because, yeah,
Go on, give us another lightweight off the top of your head. Go on.
You're testing me now, lad.
You've got to know the lightweight scene, lad. Come on.
I know I've tried not to include like fighters that in Cage Warriors and that.
Yeah,
But
fair,
I
fair.
mean, I mentioned Aaron there. He had someone's mentioned Lefty there.
Lefty is it? Lefty's funny, Like we had a bit of back
Yeah,
and forth a while ago, obviously, because he's fighting me boy. But um, yeah, I think he's getting smoked in a couple of weeks.
yeah.
Um, but other than that, like he's funny, I like his little kebab gimmick that he has going. I rate he's not even eating the kebabs, mate. He's probably just, yeah, he's playing mind games, bro. I know all about mind games, though. Don't try and play mind games. But yeah, it'll be a good fight anyway. I say first round submission, Shamrock takes him down, takes his back, chokes him.
Yeah, it's been a good back and forth with them, like the banter and that. You know, it's all gonna come to a close on the 17th. One lightweight I want to get your opinion on. He is in Cage Warriors, but he's obviously doing really well. Is Adam Cullen.
Adam Cullen, I think
Yeah,
is he not welterweight? I swear he's a welterweight as well. Like,
yeah. I think he went up to welterweight in his last one because
what's
I
he,
don't
the
think
King
he
of
was
France
getting
thing?
yeah, he weren't getting any fights at light, so he went up to welter.
Yeah. No, I did. I like his little gimmick, mate. I actually do. But what I'm thinking is that like if he gets to the UFC, then yeah, and say Paddy's the champ, like what are they gonna do? Like, do you know what I mean? Are they gonna need like a
Yeah,
little 10 mil little thing there as well? Yeah.
someone's
But
taking it down. Aren't they?
no, he's had some good fights. I think even at amateur level, he's fought like some good guys. I mean, obviously I know who he is. I've kept an eye on him. Um, I'd like to obviously get a bit of training with him. You know, I do go to next gen every now and again to get a bit of training with Shem and the boys. Like, but yeah, I'd like to get some training with him. You know what I mean? He looks
Yeah,
good. He looks big for the weight division. You know, and he looks like he's got solid fundamentals everywhere. You know, he's got good grappling. He's got pretty heavy hands. You know, good fire.
yeah. I mean, you get that at next gen, won't you? The ground game and everything like
Yeah,
that. So,
yeah.
um, not surprised there. But as I say, mate, that's all I had for you.
Go on, lad.
I'll let you go, let you rest up, do what you need with your recovery and that. And look forward to seeing you back in there, mate, and seeing you back
Yeah,
on the
mate.
scene and doing what you
Nice
do.
one. Nice one, mate. Nice for having me. Yeah, looking forward to getting back out there soon as well. And
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
thanks for having me on, lad.
No worries, mate. You enjoy your night.
Go on, lad. You too. Chat to you
Take it
soon.
easy.
Bye.